Hello. Happy Wednesday. I'm trying to accommodate the tablet that is very slow, but I'm trying to read the comments. Yeah, yeah. Haley, I don't know if it's pronounced Haley or Ailey's. For me, it's Haley. Haley. She has such a nice vibe. Besides her being talented, of course. She's so. She has. She's. I just like her so much. Like she's so so spontaneous. I do love her energy so much. Yeah, I mean, there's something about him that I'm suspicious of, and it's because of Singles Inferno. Because of the, I don't know, maybe it was definitely, if it's scripted, he was playing a character. But I didn't like him in Singles Inferno. So, but I did see videos of them together around their house and everything, and he really seems to care a lot for her. Um, he seems to have a very opposite energy of hers, but is very supportive. So I really do hope that they are very happy together. That's my wish, especially because I do love her. I don't know much about her, but I like her energy, her authenticity, and she's so beautiful. That I think that she deserves to have her Prince Charming. It's just that I have that very uncomfortable experience of watching him in Singles Inferno. I didn't like the way he acted in there, but yeah, that was, of course, that show is very um, is everything but original, or authentic, I should say. So yeah, um, but I do like him with her. I cannot get over him in Singles Inferno, and I know that I should let it go, because what is important is that she had chosen him, and that she is happy with him. So that what I should be like focusing on, instead of thinking about when I saw him in Singles Inferno. Mm. uh, um, did I read for them? Did I ever pull cards for them, guys? Maybe I should, to celebrate that they got married. That finally we are getting a female K-pop. I don't know if I should call her a K-pop idol, but a singer, a female singer that that is so talented and is doing well, that she finally got married. I don't remember that I did. There's certain duos that I usually read for, but then I don't remember. Maybe I'm yeah, my memory is, but I don't know why I feel it in me, like I don't have the memory in my practice. When I read cards for people, I usually have this lingering feeling, even though it passes time. Time passes, I mean. Yeah, she's a soloist, yes, not a K-pop idol, yeah, not at all. But yeah, now they're entering, the married life. So let's see. I want to read for them. To celebrate love and union. Finally, finally. What is his name? The guy, is Haley in the guy? It's Haley and Haley's husband. That's what I'm going to be calling them. Choi Jihoon. Ah, okay. Choi Jihoon. Haley and spouse. Yes. um, I take any opportunity that I have to shade him somehow. I mean, he has to prove himself with time. He has to earn his his flowers. Okay, let's see. Haley, this man, Choi Jihoon, and the connection. Well, it's very. I love it. This is definitely a very loving new beginning for them. Like beginning, but it's like this new episode in their connection, and it's so. It has potential. It has potential. I wonder if there's a possibility of her getting pregnant soon, because I have the Ace of Cups between them. So I could see fertility, like openness and willingness to give life to a new project, new projects. And this could include a pregnancy, a baby on the way. So, yeah. From her side, we have the Four of Swords and we have the Moon card. From his side, we have the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. And the connection, we have the Ace of Cups. So very lovely for these newlyweds. There's a lot of potential. I love it. Yeah, this is the Aquarius tarot deck. From her side, it's very interesting because she's trying to literally put her thoughts to rest. She's trying to find some mental peace because we do have the moon. So with the moon, there's this feeling of a bit of insecurity. She is insecure. She is insecure, and like the both of them got swords. So this means that both of them are very communicative with each other. I believe that this is the potential that they have as a couple, that if there's something in the air, or if there's, doubts, confusion, they can clear the air. Definitely, I do see it. And I think that this is why they can start over, like, and somehow put the past where it is, like I was mentioning, me as an audience as well, letting him go of what I saw of him in this show, and starting to see him as her spouse. um I think that she it's not about him. She is a bit indecisive about, this is a very huge commitment, and a step, a decision, that is very important. But definitely she's someone that she struggles with, with confidence, and sometimes when good things happen to her, she doubts so much. She starts to panic inside. She's like, this is too good to be true. I cannot believe I'm loved by a person like this. I cannot believe he takes so much care of me. I cannot believe that he's by my side. I'm so lucky. And and i, I think that um she also maybe has, like we mentioned, I think that there's something that you mentioned, guys, about him saying something about his ideal type. Maybe she remember this as well. I think that there's something about things being said, and from his side I also can see it, that he's also aware of the things that he had said, or the things that had been said about him as well. He's very much aware. He's very much aware that, that he has work to do. Like I said, he has to win his flowers with the audience, or even with her. I think that he's willing to put the work. Definitely this is important for a relationship. But I think that with the Four of Swords, she can actually take a break a bit of these insecurities, or of these. She's a very emotional person. I mean, I would say that um, she has her fears, and sometimes her fears take the best of her, I would say. I don't know if it's, that she doesn't feel good enough, or that she has, some issues with self-esteem. But with the Four of Swords, I think that she's trying to not think about those fears or those doubts, or when you start to get suspicious, like, oh, like something, I think that something bad is going to happen, or I think that, this is too good for me. So, I start to think about possibilities that this could go wrong. But honestly, I think that this is not about him specifically. Maybe this is about her whole life being. I don't know much about Hailey, but um, this is about maybe her life being very confusing. Maybe people not being entirely honest with her. Maybe, the industry, even people around her being a bit shady, or being a bit like evasive about the truth, or hiding things from her, literally, like hiding things from her. This is why she has this sort of very pessimist, even like, even when things are okay, she starts doubting, and it makes her very sad to be like this. She sort of recognizes that, oh, there it goes, this intrusive feeling, or this intrusive thought or memory. Like, why do I have to be so negative? Things are going to be okay. So with the Four of Swords, definitely, if they could go on vacation, have a pleasant honeymoon, and also her trying to be disconnected from what the media says about them, because probably that also adds to her anxiety. Maybe people are being awful online, or people are spreading rumors, or there's something going on, that she's trying to enjoy this. This is important, because she's like, she knows is something that it's generated in her. She's like, this is personal. I'm usually, I get scared like this, especially when good things happen to me. I'm not used to, good things happening to me. So, but I would also say that maybe her environment also like put her in this position. This is why she, it's not that this is just this man that generates this. No, this is probably whole life of feeling undeserving, of feeling fearful that someone is going to take away what is yours. But yeah, she's trying to, like rest her mind, not get attached to, what is being said. um but yeah, from his side, we have the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Again, he's also someone that he counts with the Ace of Swords. So there's something about him that he's like, I'm noticing that maybe you are worried about certain things. Maybe she's worried about his past. Like there's something about his past that could come back. So maybe she's like worried about this. So there's something about him, sort of reassuring her, and also like being honest about this and just talking about this, because I think that he's not that expressive, or maybe he doesn't talk that much. But in these instances, where maybe he's starting to notice that she's feeling a bit, sensitive, he's like, I have to work on our communication. I have to start conversations, especially if I notice that there's some things that affect you. I want to set the record straight. Like I want to, reassure you. I want to give you the answers that you want me to give you. Like if you want me to talk about something, I will open up, yeah, and I will try to be more um, um, more expressive and more talkative. I would say it's about communication. She probably is also someone that she loves to talk, or she's very, she loves conversations. She's a great conversationalist, and he's not. So, but he's like with the Page of Pentacles. He's like, I know I have to work on this. I have to work on speaking my truth, on starting conversations, learning to say something before it's too late. So I think that he also is learning that maybe for her, silences, or maybe him just not saying much, it sort of adds to her insecurities. So this is why he's like, no, I guess I have to be there for her, or I have to open up with her in conversations, in giving her the answers that she's looking for, or just being, if she wants like a yes or no answer, just like cooperate, be cooperative, be vocal about how you feel, because he probably is very old fashioned in that sense. He doesn't say that much. She is the one that says the most things or arranges. So with the Ace of Swords, there's something about him also having to get in this connection, in this marriage. He also has to get his mind to work, his intellect to work, because also it's part of maybe what she finds attractive, someone that has their own opinion. She wants to know how you feel about certain things, what is your point of view, and she probably asks a lot of questions. So I see him with the Page of Pentacles being like, yeah, I guess this is important for her. Now that we're talking about love languages, I think that maybe communication is a great love language of hers. So she needs her partner to open up, to not be so closed off, or so silent, or so mysterious, and but he's willing to work this out. He's definitely willing. But and yeah, the Ace of Cups, a very lovely and abundant beginning, very prosperous, very amorous, very loving, very romantic for these two. So yeah, congratulations to the new couple. Hey, Crystal. Thank you for being here. Yeah, very truthful. Yes. For me, it's communication as well, and and active listening. Just listening. When I care, I listen. I stay and I listen, or I initiate conversations. I'm going to start very fast, guys, because I do have a long list. So, and I want to do them all before my battery runs out. So, yeah, let's do this. Speed run. Yes. Okay. I'm going to start with the first one, Spark Jihoon. Start with him. Okay. We have the card of inspiration. So for Park Ji-hoon, inspiration. We have the warrior of love. And we have the Six of Cups. So he's definitely very generous. I think that he's a bit, he goes through different phases, I would say, in the demonstration of in his love language. First of all, I think that he takes his time to, he starts when he's interested in someone. First, he does this like self reflection, or definitely the he feels inspired by the person that he likes, or that he feels attracted to, or that he starts having feelings for someone, with the kind of inspiration. I think that he gets very sensitive, and he starts like, I would say, like daydreaming, or he starts like feeling. He feels it in himself. He's like, oh, now that this person is in my life, I'm starting to feel. I'm starting to pay attention. My senses are all very focused on that person. But initially, he does analyze this on his own. He starts like observing this, how he's changing inside because of in a specific someone. And probably he does it on his own. He starts to notice that he's becoming very sensitive to this person's presence, or there's something about, okay, after you meet them, or when you meet them, you're changing, you're paying attention to them, you are remembering things about them. So he feels very, he starts having this it, like, yeah, this inspiration moves him, gets him very sensitive, even in his senses. And he's like, yeah, it's because of this person. So first of all, he tries to enjoy on the solitary. um okay, I'm thinking that this person is important, they make me feel like this, I think that this that they do is very nice, they seem like nice people. Oh, I remember that when they say this, or when we talk about this, it starts like, recollecting a lot of feelings or emotions, memories. And then we have the warrior of love. So then after this very, like, yeah, like, I like you, but I don't do anything, I just reflect on how much I like you, then he becomes like, there's something about his passion or his energy being like, okay, I have to do something about this, I have to get closer to this person. So maybe, with the warrior of love, there's something about him all of the sudden, from being this very, silent maybe person, very observant, just also very, maybe a bit shy, all of a sudden he starts showing the person that, I'm romantic towards you, or I like you, or I'm here to see you. There's something very bold in him and very passionate that somehow can take the person by surprise. I would say that the person would be like, oh wow, like, what are you doing here? And why are you standing so close to me? And why are you looking at me like this? Like, it seems like, like something, just lit up in fire, and he starts, demonstrating a lot of interest. And he cannot help it. He's like, yeah, this is me, hot and cold. This is what I am. I have no regulation. It's all or nothing. But he's actually very sweet. With the Six of Cups, he also, probably his love language is gift giving, because the Six of Cups reminds me of this very innocent exchange of generosities. Like, I saw this and I thought of you. So yeah, this is for you. Oh, I bought this because when I saw it, it reminded me of you. And he is like this, but he's I would say that people that know him, they are like, yeah, he's weird like that, in the sense that he's so private. Initially, you cannot tell that he actually is interested in someone until he makes the move, until you see his body language changing, and he's always, directing his energy and his attention towards this person. But before that, he doesn't give any signs. It's all very, very mysterious, I would say. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. I do have to cover the naked people, but yeah, is the Amoret Psyche, Amoret Psyche Oracle. But yeah, and this is the Earth's Wisdom Oracle. Then on Saturday, I'm going to start with the Taurus idols or artists, guys. So yeah, I will ask you guys later to give me your recommendations for the Taurus people. Okay, I'm going to continue with Kim Taeri, her love language. Oh, this one just flipped over. Mm. she's very straightforward. It seems like with the Eight of Rods, the Eight of Wands, it's like she's like, when I like someone, I move fast. my energy moves, when I like someone. It's like things happen very fast with me and the person that I like. She got from the oracle of earth's wisdom. We have the card of grace. So yeah, very Venusian, very flirtatious. She also like takes extra care in her appearance when she likes someone. We have joy and jubilation. So again, she also invests a lot in going out and being seen. Like she wants to be perceived as funnier. It's like I want us to go out, or I want you to see me in social events. And she's actually very passionate. Like with the Eight of Wands, she's like all or nothing. She's like, let's live the moment. And there's something about her being really good at flirting. Maybe it's because she is a Taurus woman. I believe there's something about just with the kind of grace. I think that flirting or being in love or being interested in someone romantically, or being seductive towards someone, for her is like being at home. For her it's not like or having this or expressing her love language. For her it's like, yeah, it's basically me, like it's being myself, having love language for people. She's very graceful. Like everything that she does for the person that she loves, it's like, when we think about the car of grace, there's something about her just being just very giving also. There's something like, I don't know why I want to think of this card of grace. If you see the person standing, there's something about the person like showing the fruits, showing there's a lot of flowers around this female in the picture. So there's something about her just being, recollecting the best fruits or the beautiful flowers, like everything is blooming. So I think that for her is like, when I'm attracted to someone, or when I love someone, or when I like someone, I become this very graceful giver. Like Mother Earth is like, when I like you, I give you everything. It's like what I have and what I don't have. But I think that this more talks about, her being this very, never ending resource. Yeah, like this very resourceful and generous person. She's like, when she really cares, she gives. She's not like, being calculative, or just being um you know it's just very um like being strategic about, like, okay, if I give you this, I guess that you will give me this back. And no, she's not. She's like, no, I have plenty available. You want my attention, I will give you my attention. You want to be seen with me, I will show up. You want to. I think that there's something about her that I don't know if it's. I don't think that she is the person that she would go to flirt with someone. I think that people flirts with her, and she's like, yeah, welcome. Like, I will receive it. Like, are you attracted to me? Yeah, I'm sure you are. Like, I sort of understand, because I am attractive, or I am loving, or I am full of this, very romantic energy. So I kind of get it if you're attracted to me. And she's like, welcome, welcome, like, have a seat, and yeah, let's be loving to each other. She's so like, probably she's a great host. Like, I don't know why I think, also especially because of joy and jubilation, with a kind of joy and jubilation. I see her being this great host of parties, of her being like, yeah, I will invite you to my house, I will cook for you, or I will have the dinner, or the meal prepared for you. I will decorate the place, I will play good music, and we will have fun. And this is like, for her it's like, and if she invites you to her house, or if she invites you to have, a dinner, a party celebration at her house, it means that she really loves you. She really loves you because she's going to buy the best of the best to give you a good time, to celebrate with you, and also to show you what she has available, because she does have a lot available. And this is not about money and prestige. This is more about abundance, and how abundance and prosperity duplicates for people that they are not measuring, okay, how much am I giving you? Oh, I think I'm giving you too much. What if you don't reciprocate? Or what if, no, she's like, I love it. Like, yeah, go. Like, I have this. Do you want it? Take it home. Yeah. Do you want more? Like, I can give you more. But she's like this great host. And for her, I think that maybe, loving people makes her happy also. Being loved and giving love back makes her happy. This is why I can see her like throwing parties at her house, and just, just inviting people over, and maybe cooking for them, or maybe, just, entertaining them. For her, it's like, oh, this is fun. I feel alive. I feel so happy. So yeah, come as many times as you want. Like, this is a celebration. Let's celebrate that we have enough. So it's amazing. And also, she, with the Eight of Wands, there's something about her being very fast moving when it comes to showing how much she cares. She's not some, this is why I'm like, she could be a Taurus with a bit of a Venus in Aries, if that's possible, because the Eight of Wands is like, when I'm feeling generous, like, you make the most of it. Like, you appreciate my energy, that I'm giving you my time, my energy, my everything. Because I don't know how long my attention or this energy is going to go on. I don't know. It depends. We'll see. But she probably is, she gets infatuated very fast, or she's someone that she's like, oh, I really like that person. And maybe she just met them. She's very spontaneous like this, very fast, to be like, okay, yeah, I want to talk to you, or I don't want to talk to you, and then maybe she's like, okay, then we'll see, if this lasts or not. But she never regrets giving. Never, never. Ah, she has Venus in Pisces, but her moon is in Aries. Oh, that's that's the fast, the Age of Wands. That is like, enjoy it while it lasts, because I cannot promise you it's going to be like this always, but I'm happy that you came. Yeah, I was feeling the rush as I was talking. This is why I'm like, this is not a regular Taurus woman. It's like, I get it that she's so beautiful and graceful and generous, but she was rushing me. She was rushing me from my words. I felt like I had to talk fast, or I would lose her. I love these new names recommendations. Thank you so much to everyone that recommended these people, guys. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I must say it, because sometimes, the recommendations don't make me happy. I'm like, I'm not satisfied with this. I don't like it. But you guys did an amazing job for this. So I appreciate. Thank you. You ask, you shall receive. Yeah, I know. Okay. I'm going to continue with actress Mongayon. Let's see for her. Yeah, I like it. I like her. Let's see. Okay, for Mongayon, we have the card of clarity of the Earth's wisdom oracle, then of the other deck of Amor et Physique, Psyche. I want to say physique, but it's psyche. Amor et Psyche. We have the card of Love's Embrace. Love's Embrace. And we have the Page of Cups. So she's a romantic, definitely. She's a romantic. She's a romantic. She gives me like really wait guys that I'm going to put this um wait ah that's okay. No, I put the phone on not disturb because the last time remember that I get this call. I don't know why I get these random calls. I believe they are from some banks or people that want to sell you things, and they always like a call from these unknown numbers. So yeah, I don't want us to get interrupted. Yeah, from her we have I think that for her she's so romantic. She's so romantic, and I think that um it's not like a mystery what I'm saying. It's just that she has this, maybe she has this attitude of just seem looking like she is very successful in love, or maybe that she is the one that it's like she gets everyone's attention and she's like, oh yeah, she gets picky, or she's like, yeah, I don't know who I'm going to choose because I have so many options. There's a lot of cool people interested in me, and I have so many options. And actually I do see her choose being maybe the first one that even like she could have this tendency of opening her heart up very fast, and even being the first one that confesses, or being the first one that says I love you, or being the first one that is like, I have feelings for you, I need to tell you this, you are the person for me. Because with the kind of clarity, Love's Embrace, and Page of Cups, there's a lot of romanticism and idealism. There's also this also impulsiveness of like, from the card of clarity, there's something about her being like, I have this clarity of in my mind that you are the one. So I have to let you know. I have to let you know that I think that is you. I think that is you, the person that I love, or the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. There's something just very, even a bit like, I'm like, this is like, this is cute, it's romantic, definitely. But I'm like, aren't you going too fast? Like, this is a lot to, process, a lot of information. I don't know why. I feel like probably when she does this, I think that she doesn't get the best responses. I don't want to say like they reject her, but she does precipitate a bit. I think that there's something about her being like a bit like a high school girl or like a teenager. Like, I'm going to send you a letter, or I'm going to send you a romantic note, or I have to let you know how I feel, because probably the love language is to be able to communicate this to the person, to write a very long and emotional and romantic letter, because this is how she feels the love so intensely, she feels it so much in her heart. She is a lover, definitely a very romantic one. So I think that it's not so much about maybe if she's going to be loved back, or if there's going to be reciprocity. For her it's like, I have to let you know, I have to let you know that I think that you are the one for me. um Love's Embrace, see, and this is very interesting, because if you see, I don't know if you can see in this image, but there's the woman that is holding on very tight to the man. I don't know if you can see it. Thank God I can show it, because it's not, they are not that naked. But do you see how she's embracing, or she's like, holding on very tight to the man, and the man is looking sideways. The man is like, I don't want to be here, or like, oh, I have other things to do, I'm busy, like, and she is the one giving it all in that embrace. She's also very physical in that sense that probably she's a lot about PDA. She's very loving. She's the type of people that wants to hug you, that they want to be in your arms. This is why we have the embrace, because she can be like, oh, I want to hold you, or please hold me. So there's something that she's very expressive, very affectionate. But also, if you see this card, you know that the man in the picture is not like that. So there's something about her just being like, it always seems like I'm the one that is most invested in this love language. Or maybe, the person that she's attracted to, or the person that she feels all these feelings for initially, is very opposite, or their love language is not this. It's not even, you know close to this level of expression. I think that maybe she likes, or she feels attracted to people that are not that emotionally available, or people that are not that in contact with their emotional feelings and needs. So this is why it feels like she's the one pushing it, or it seems like initially she's the one that initiates everything. And then she's left with this feeling of like, I think I done a lot. Or I think that, I mean, there's something with the Page of Cups also. The Page of Cups is also very loving, just like I said for Kim Tae. The people that are givers, or the people that are generous with the ones that they love, they don't regret giving. This is why here it's not like, there's like, oh, what you're doing is right or wrong. It's just that there's this precipitation of her. It's like she has this need of like, this is how I'm feeling for you, and I have it so clear, crystal clear in my mind. I know how I'm feeling, so I have to let you know. And the Page of Cups is also someone that is like, I don't know if you feel the same, but I'm letting you know how I feel. So yeah, maybe, she's like, she's giving a lot of signals, like PDA, like a lot of hugs, a lot of attention, romantic letters. She does a lot. She does a lot, but it's because she's in a state of love, and probably she enjoys it, because she has the love's embrace, and also she has a Page of Cups. So there's this feeling of like, I love. And maybe it's not about the person, maybe it's because I want to feel romantic. It's not that I want to be in a relationship with you specifically, it's just that I want to feel the love, or I want to feel in the mood for love. That's all I want. Ah, uh. Okay, I'm going to continue with the other actress, with Jung Somin. Jung Somin. Let's see for her love language. Oh. Okay, for her, we have the card again. This is, maybe it's because it's the Oracle of Earth wisdom, but the keyword is nurture. So it's a very Toro season card again, nurture. Nurture. So another one that is a giver, that is the one that she wants to nurture you, be like your mother almost. She wants to satisfy your needs. Then we have the card of sweet surrender. Sweet surrender. So yeah, another person that she is very devoted to the person that she loves. She forgets about herself. She doesn't fight back. She's like, I want to give it all. I want to be a good lover, or I want to be a good, I want to provide everything that you need. I don't want you to be in need. And then we have the lovers, the card of the lovers. So Yeah, from her, I think that yeah, her love language is all about giving. It's all about nurturing the person. It's like, what do you need of me? Are you okay? Did you eat? Like, do you want me to do this for you? I can help you with this. Like, do you need assistance with this? I can give you this. I kind of see that she shows interest like this. She probably initially she does it like to show that she's friendly. There's something about her initially being like like, oh yeah, I do this for my friends. I do this for the people that I like, just like in a very general, not invasive way. um but be like behind that generosity or that willingness to help or be of service, there's this need to conquer the other person. It's like, yeah, she probably tries to be casual about it. There's something about her being like, I don't want to be too obvious, so I prefer to say, like, I had plenty of this, and in case you need one, I have it here, I can give it to you. Like, I can help you with this. It's not a big deal. I do this for others. Um so for her, it's like, she wants to make it seem like is a sort of like holistic kind of experience. It's like she does this for everyone. In my Like, I am this nice to everyone, or I do this for everyone. And no, actually, she does it because she wants to nurture this person. She loves to feel needed also. She's like, I kind of feel good when you ask me for advice, or when you ask me for guidance, or when you want to know how I feel about this. It's like she gets all like, like she feels special. She feels special. And probably she doesn't measure also how much she gives. She's like, whatever you need, I have it. I have it. And even if she has to not have enough for her, she's like, I don't care, but as long as you're okay, I'm happy as well. um and we have the kind of sweet surrender. So yeah, she's I think that there's a part of her that she's like, no, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I have my boundaries. I'm not that obvious. I think that she hates to be obvious about, and maybe she probably, when I say this, is maybe there's something about her being nice to someone in the past. And maybe, not because she was interested, she was just being helpful. So maybe she got, in the past, she got like unwanted attention, or maybe she got like a stalker or someone that just didn't understand that she was just being nice. So maybe there's something about her just sometimes justifying, like, yeah, yeah, I'm doing this for you because I can, and I have time, and I have to help others as well. It's not just you, so don't worry, don't feel pressured to give back to me, or to give me something. Like, I don't need anything from you, I just do it because I can. She repeats her words a lot. I don't know why. um but yeah, yeah, because I also have the lovers here. I have the lovers at the end. So there's something about her that maybe these situations can become a bit impulsive at some point, because we do have the kind of sweet surrender. So for her, it's like, yeah, when I love someone, I surrender to that person. I cannot say no to them. When I like someone, I cannot say no. If they want, if they need, help, if they need me to be there, my love language is that I will be the first one to show up, and I will provide with everything. They don't even have to ask me. I already know what they need. It's part of how much she cares. She also has like a very, very vivid memory of like this person's taste. When you like someone, you remember everything about them. Or if they mention something that they like, oh, this is my favorite. Oh, she got that piece of information. So she's like, I think that there's a part of her that she's like, I wish I wasn't. There's something about obviousness. She's like, I don't want to be that obvious, but I feel weak for the person. I feel weak in my knees for the person that I love. I cannot help it. I know I should be less available, but I get like this. When I like someone, I feel the need to cooperate or to help them or to assist them to make their life easier, to protect them even if they have a need. Oh no, I have to help them. Like they need someone that can help them, that can nurture them. So maybe she ends up being like a kind of mother for her partners, potentially partners. But yeah, with sweet surrender, I think that she's like, yeah, I'm kind of weak for the person that I like. I surrender to their wills, and whatever they want of me, they are going to get it because I am that full in love. And this is why we have the lovers. The lovers, I think that, besides a lot of people being like, oh, this is the car of love. It's not literal, it's not like this. But I think that the lovers also is, since it's like a mercurial card, it's like a Gemini card, and it talks about duality. I think that for her, and this is why when I'm reading for her, I have this need to say certain words and to over explain myself. Like, why am I giving so much? Or why am I doing so much? Or no, 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 I don't do this for you only. I do this for everyone, because I think that there's this need of like, yeah, I know I'm surrendering to you and I love this, and I'm sort of like, she seems to be in a trance. When you like someone, your judgment gets like a bit foggy and you do things that you have no control over. You just react to their presence and you react to how emotional they make you feel. So the lovers is like, she probably feels a bit embarrassed of this, and she tries to regulate this emotion by then acting all detached, like, oh no, like it wasn't a big deal, like, yeah, that's okay, like, you can go your way or you can do whatever with what I gave you, it's okay. Like her, changing her initial, her initial attitude, and then maybe becoming a bit detached and being like, oh no, yeah, yeah, we are just friends. I know this. Like, yeah, like I'm not, I'm just helping here, So I wonder if she, in her intention or her love language, she changes at the end, because there's a bit of indecision, like, what am I giving here? And I think that it depends on the person that is receiving all of this attention from her. Maybe the people that she usually likes, they are like this sort of Gemini energy, very confusing or very hot and cold, or very like, oh yeah, I don't know what I want. Like, I have fun with you, but I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want a serious relationship. So don't get your hopes up. So she's trying to also navigate between the duality of showing interest and then taking it back when the other person starts acting weird. So yeah. Oh, oh. Another one that is so is so tiring. um, I don't know why, but I feel like I cannot. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I had to keep talking. Okay, I'm going to continue with 17 Woozi. Let's see if Woozi helps me calm down a bit. Let's see him. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to help me calm down my energy. Mm. Okay. For Woozi, we start good because we start with the card of boundaries. so, so it's like, hold on, hold your horses, hold on, boundaries. And we have the card of beyond words, beyond words. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So, yeah, I think, yeah, thank you, Lucy, thank you. Um, I think that with Woozi, first of all, he's like, he probably is very sharp with the people that he likes. He's actually is like, I will not give you a special treatment. I will not give you a special treatment. I can like you. I can be in love with you, but I will not give you a special treatment. I will treat you just like I treat everyone, and you will have to somehow read between the lines if I like you or not. He's very serious about it. He's very formal about it, but I guess it makes sense. First of all, with boundaries. Boundaries, I think that also he's someone that he wants to set the boundaries first. Maybe because he is a very you know he also needs the boundaries for himself. It's not so much like about the others and like, oh, you can step on my boundaries and this is why I'm being like this. No, I think that the boundaries also serves him. He probably is someone that he cares a lot and he knows this. He knows that he can fall. Maybe when he loves someone, he loves them very much, or he's very intense in this sense. So the boundaries also helps him to regulate his own intensity and being like, I should be, I shouldn't be doing too much in a connection, or I shouldn't be doing a lot for the people that I care about. Because, sometimes people take advantage of you. And when you're too available and when you're too nice or when you give too much, especially initially, especially when it comes to wanting to impress someone and like, oh, you want to give them all or you want to, be there all the time. He's like, no, my time and my presence are precious. So when I put boundaries and when I tell you like, no, today I cannot make it, or I cannot come see you, or no, I wanna be available, it's not so much like I'm doing this on purpose. It's more because I'm teaching you that there's going to be times where I'm going to be available, and there's going to be times where I will have to tell you I can't, or I will have to tell you no. And that doesn't mean that I love you less. So I think that for him, I don't know if maybe he had experienced this personally, maybe in his past or seen in other people's relationships, where maybe, people that he grew up with, he saw these people, sort of, living their lives for others, or just, desperately going after other people's needs or wants or desires, and forgetting about themselves. So he is grounding himself and he's sort of becoming this rock where he's like, I can love you. I can be very interested in you. I can be infatuated with you, but I will draw the boundary anyway because it's helpful for me and it's helpful for you. I think that also with the boundary, there's something about him also wanting to be a respectful person and not being a creep. So I wonder if maybe there's something about maybe some men that the people that, or the guys that usually they do everything, especially on the first dates and everything, that they do a lot for if they like someone. And maybe from his experience, he's like, those are not good guys. When they offer to give you everything and when they are always available and they always want to see you and they always want to hang out, those are losers, or those you have to watch out for, you know, when they're too willing to be with you or to, to please you, and then they show you their true colors, you know, that actually they are not that nice. So there's something about him being like, I don't want to be a creep, I don't want to be that person, you know, I have my personality, I have my times, I have my own, emotional world that I'm taking care of myself, and I'm also taking care of you. So it's a very respectful kind of boundary of like, we can, I can show you that I love you without going too far, and we can learn from this. So maybe he's like more like the kind of person that he will show up when you need him. He will be there. He will sit next to you, like a rock. This is why we have, this giant like cross, this rock in here, this very stable, presence of like, I'm going to be there for you when you need me. Nobody's moving me from here. You are not going to, you know, you're not going to lose my loyalty, or you're not going to lose my love that easy, because once I'm settled in you, I stay in there. But at the same time, I expect you to respect me, or respect my times, and what I can give you. When I have available, I will give it to you. And when I don't have available, I'm going to be honest and tell you, I'm busy, or I don't have enough today. So, that's also part of his love language, to be able to tell the people that he loves, I cannot do this today, and that doesn't mean that I love you less. And also the card of beyond words, beyond words. Again, it talks about exactly what you say, Fluffy, love bombing. Exactly, it's exactly that, because beyond words, definitely it shows that Woozi is very intelligent in this sense. He's like, I know that words can actually, make your heart race, and you're like, like, look, they wrote me a long text, or look, they wrote me a letter. Oh, look how much they are expressing that they love me on the internet or on Instagram, and they're sharing our pictures together, and they're telling everyone that they love me. But he's like, my love language goes beyond the words, goes beyond what I can say, what I can express. He's more about, um, having a gesture with you, or doing something that can make you feel special or reassured. And that actually maybe this is a love language that maybe only the person knows about, the special person knows about, or a secret language between the two of them, that it doesn't have to be this showing off, like, oh, I'm going to tell everyone that I love you. He's like, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I'm sorry, I'm not like that. And he's really serious, because we have the 10 of Pentacles. So definitely he's thinking about legacy. He's thinking about, marrying the person that he loves. If one day he starts feeling this level of loyalty and stability with someone, he's thinking about marriage, about family, about building something long lasting. He's not about, the hookup culture, or just, meeting different people, and to all of them promise them, very, using empty words. He's like, no, I'm just, I'm a very loyal person, and I have my values, and I'm thinking that I would love to get married at some day. And if he promises, a future to someone, is because he really wants to have it with that person. And he really means that. His words have a lot of, a lot of presence, a lot of weight. Okay, I'm going to continue with TXT Taehyun. TXT Taehyun. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. For Taehyun, it's he sounds like what I mentioned about me. You know that when I love someone, I pay attention to what they're saying. I listen to them. You know, and start conversations and I ask them how they're doing. You know, and he got the card of, you know, from the Oracle of Earth's wisdom. He got the card of understanding. Understanding. So yeah, definitely he also pays attention to the person that he likes. Then we have the charm of simplicity, the charm of simplicity, and we have the four cups. So yeah, he's romantic. He is he's chill. He's chill with um I don't know why I don't feel it like that romantic. I think that he definitely does this with the people that he loves or with friends. I don't feel it like romantic or sensual. Um, he's very sensitive, very sweet. He probably is the type of person that he's not also another person that he's not going to be overbearing or he's not going to be like insistent. He's like there for you, and he's like, "Do you want to talk? Like I'm here to listen to you. Like what do you need? You know, tell me about it. Tell me about your day." You know, he's a very empathic person as well. You know, he's understanding. He's very you know he has this ability of understanding people's motives or why people are different. He's very expansive in his mindset. He's like, I kind of, even the people that he doesn't like, he's like, I kind of understand where they come from or why they do what they do. So he's a great listener, and maybe because of this ability of you know in, being that understanding or being that empathic and just giving the people the space for them to open up and express themselves. He's also able to understand that we all are, we're all looking to be loved and accepted. That maybe in connections he's like, we all want to be understood. We all want to be understood, we all want to be listened to. And maybe he has become this because maybe for him it's important to be understood. Maybe he also considers himself that he's a very it's really hard to understand him sometimes. So this is why when he really cares, the first thing that he gives you is the time, the possibility for you to talk about yourself or talk about your circumstances or talk about what is bothering you or talk about what makes you happy. He's there. He's there. He's there by your side very silently. He doesn't judge you. He doesn't put labels or interrupts you in this process of you know having this very intimate meeting with him and just talking about life. This is why when we have the card of the charm of simplicity, this could be about the two of you hanging out and he just being there, and just seated next to you and having these deep one-on-one conversations, these heart-to-heart conversations, and him just not asking you to, oh, now that I listen to you, now is your turn, you have to listen to me. No, I think that he does it. He has the ability to be a good therapist. I think that he could, if he wasn't an idol, I think that he could be a therapist. But I think that maybe there's something about this that he has experience listening and understanding people, that he's like, I don't know if he wants to write about it or he's trying to find motivation also in this or inspiration. And he's like, I could use this to create a song, or I could use this to create a book or to write poems. So it's all part, like for him it comes out easily. I think that no one taught him to be like this. It's just that there's a part of him that maybe he recognizes that, that he himself wishes he had this level of understanding from others. There's moments where he's like, no one understands me. No one understands me. But at the same time, with the Four of Cups, there's this level of him, also, not being vulnerable enough to have this level of understanding coming from someone else to him. This is why I think that he has these very intimate moments with people where he makes the other person feel special. He makes the other person feel seen and understood. But maybe then, it's like the conversation was great. The moment was amazing because he builds such an intense rapport with the other person that it feels intimate. But then, with the Four of Cups, he maybe then walks away and then he just doesn't talk or doesn't continue the connection with the person. This is why I was like, this is not something that he does romantically, or it doesn't has to be with, oh, my love language when I'm interested in someone. No, because with the Four of Cups, there's this feeling of like, yeah, I could use this ability of mine, this ability to be empathic, and I could use this to attract, someone or to win someone's heart. But with the Four of Cups, he's like, being attractive or attracting all the other person's interest is not is something that he knows that he can do easily. I don't know if he's really good at manipulating people or he's really good at making people fall in love with him. So there's something about this ability or this exercise that he does unconsciously, but he's aware that he does it. And he's like, yeah, I know that people fall in love for me when I listen to them. But with the Four of Cups, there's this feeling of like, yeah, but if they make a move towards me, or if they're like, oh, the other day I had a good time because you listened to me and I felt really good, and we could hang out more and we could see each other. I really like you. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, I don't have time, or yeah, I don't know. I will let you know. Yeah, bye. With the Four of Cups, it's like him having this sort of apathy for romance at the moment. So it's like even though he has the possibility, he doesn't go there. He doesn't go there. He's like, yeah, yeah, I wish I could do something, but I will not. But thank you. It was nice. Okay, for Boule, let's see the cards for Boule. I believe it's Leo Bull. I don't know why it comes out like um, different names, but I believe this is the actor. Sometimes I get confused when they have two names, when they have um, I cannot see the messages. Wait, it's like I don't have room in the screen. Because it was frozen, and like I didn't um I wasn't able to to read. The only um, the last message that I was seeing on the screen was Fluffy's one, that it was love bombing. In there it got stuck, and then in here in the phone, the last message that I have here of the chat is when Samara said, "Hey" or "Yay," that above her comment there was Fluffy that said, "Oh, this tech is pretty cool." So this one is most outdated than this one, but yeah. Okay. This is why I was like, oh, I have to refresh the screen. Yeah, I couldn't read here, and here it was also it wasn't moving, so I was like, maybe everyone left, and that's why I'm not seeing new messages. It can happen as well, but yeah, I was very late. Yeah, Miss Bunch. Oh, okay. For Boule, we have the card of blessed sight, ideal romance, ideal romance, and the Handman. The Handman. Why are men so complex? Like, because I do see a shift in the energy, because I got a lot of emotions and a lot of like, I got very verboratic with the female's energy. But when I now I'm starting to read more for guys, and I'm noticing like, yeah, everything goes well except the last card. So I'm like, yeah, you are romantics as well, but then your actions or your not actions non-actions contradict what you said initially. So wow, watch out for these men, because they can look very romantic, but at the end I think that they don't act that much on what they do, the signs that they give. So mm, yeah, for him with blessed side and ideal romance, there's this feeling of him being like, I really have an eye to see, my ideal partner. He probably is like, I have this ability to really see the person or feel, the attraction or the pull for someone that really is my type or my ideal. I really have this very also clear vision. When I meet someone, I know that they could be my ideal. So there's something also about him just being very romantic, being very open. Also, he's also idealistic. I think that this man, Woodley, also is very romantic, and he's very idealistic about the kind of lover that he wants or the person that he finds attractive. He is like, no, it has to be this person, or it has to have these certain characteristics. It's like he's the kind of person that he's like, I just look at them and I know if they could be my ideal or if they could be good for me. So in order of in consequence of what I see or what I see in them that I feel attracted to, then I'm starting to feel romantic. So he could start flirting, and just being romantic himself, and show that he's available, and just being very cute. Very, I wonder if he's a Libra, but there's something about him just being very like flirting, or just being very romantic. Like, even if maybe he's working with this person, and the what they have to do, it has nothing to do with romance, or it has nothing to do with feelings, and but he plays the role of the boyfriend, or he does this where he flirts with the person, and he's like, oh, you're just my type, oh, you're the type of person that I like, oh, I'm so lucky because I'm next to you, and you are, the person of my dreams, or you have all the attributes to be like my future wife, or my future partner, because I see you and I see everything I want. um but actually he could be very picky. he could be very picky. This is why I'm like, he probably is a sweet talker. He talks a lot. He's very nice. He's very seductive. He's really good at talking to the opposite sex. Like he's really good at enchanting people. um but he also has high standards. For me, the ideal romance is giving me, that he has, these impossible standards, I would say. But who are we to judge? We all have our ideals. So in this case, at least he's honest about it. He doesn't want a mediocre lover, or someone that he's like, oh, I don't like this about them, so but I will put up with this anyway. He's like, no, for me, the person has to have these certain characteristics, and if they don't have it, I don't want it. So there's something about his idealism, you know being a bit like, a bit much, like a bit high in standards. But he knows, he's able to recognize it. He's able to recognize it, and accordingly to what he sees. Um, and probably because he has the kind of blessed side. So it's all about appearances. Definitely. There's something about him, maybe he has a type, or there's some physical attributes that he's like, a person with these characteristics is my ideal. So when I see them, I normally feel attracted to them, and I go and talk to them, and I act, and I flirt, and I'm nice, and I'm super nice, and we become close, and we hang out, and everything is flirting, flirting, flirting. It doesn't matter where. He's like how can I say this? He's like this poet. I don't know how. It sort of reminds me of Shakespeare in Love. That he will recite poems, or he would just be, extra romantic in a random place, that you're like, what? Like, this is a bit embarrassing. Like, why are you being so extra, here? Like, but he's like this. He is a lover as well. This is why we have ideal romance. He's like, I am like this. I am a bit insistent, or I can be, a bit obvious, or I can, be flirtatious, but it's because he's sort of, testing the other person, if the other person falls for this or not. And also maybe because he's also a romantic. He loves to flirt, and he loves it. He loves to flirt, or he loves to be romantic, and he loves maybe to compliment, women, and to let them know, oh, you look nice today, or like, oh, I noticed that you cut your hair, or that color looks good on you. It's all very Venusian. It gives me Venusian vibes. Um, but he's very honest about this, and he's definitely looking for his ideal. He's looking for his K drama moment, but very, sorry, very idealistic, very idealistic, very idealistic. But then we have the last card is the Hangman. So with the Hangman, if this is where all the words and all these, very, expressive energy comes to a halt, an end, not an end. It comes to a stop. It's sort of pausing. So I wonder if, besides him being very, pursuing someone, or just being, very attracted to someone, and being just very nice, and being very flirtatious, and being very romantic, there's something about him then, not being able to do much about a situation. Maybe he's really good at talking, but in actions, he's a bit stuck. So I wonder if maybe emotionally he is sort of hung up on someone. The Handman is giving me that he's hung up on someone. I don't think that is his work, or that he's busy, or no. I think that it's something in his energy, is something internal, that he's like, yeah, I have these interactions with these cute people, that I think that they would be good for me, but I decided to not go after this person, or not do anything, because maybe he's, like I said, with this idea of having this ideal romance, maybe he's sort of waiting for Mrs. Right, he's waiting for this, a special person, and he's sort of holding space and time for this person. So this is why he actually at the end he doesn't do much, even though it looks like he's interested in different people, but at the end he doesn't do much. Or maybe, maybe it could be, I don't know, his fame, or there's something that is holding him back, and he's like, I will not act on this, or I will not, go further with this or this person, because I'm not feeling it. I think that I should stop. Or maybe he loses interest, and then he doesn't continue. So, but I wonder what is keeping him up. What is keeping him upside down? What happened? What do you have an impediment? Is he hurt physically? Is there something going on with his body? I don't know. I don't know. I think that there's something in there, something that is stopping him, because he's actually very cute. He's very cute. Ah, he's a Capricorn Sun Leo. Ah. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, he has high standards. So yeah, maybe he's waiting for Mrs. Right. Or he's hanging up of someone of his past. Maybe. But he's holding space for someone. He's waiting for someone. Okay. I'm going to continue with Fan Bingbing. This is another actress, Fan Bingbing. Hmm. Hmm. Very interesting for this actress, for Fan Bingbing. We have shadow treasures. Shadow treasures, very complex. Shadow treasures. This is my first time seeing this card of shadow treasures. We have the card of full intimacy, and we have the card of the hermit. So it is giving me like, does she hide her romances, or who she's dating? Or, I mean, they seem very intimate, definitely. I think that she's the kind of person that she loves intimacy, she loves privacy. Maybe, there's something about her just preferring, maybe um, not dating someone that talks or exposes her life, or maybe how she feels about them, you know but she definitely cares a lot. When I saw this card of shadow treasures, and if you see here shadow treasures, there's this woman that is sort of like, she's like, um she's like taking care of these treasures in the darkness. This is why shadow treasures, it's like, they are growing in this darkness, and she's sort of like the guardian in this darkness. She's coming to check on them, on her treasures. So I think that it feels like she's like this this treasure hunter. Maybe she's used to finding um, the treasures in people. I don't know. When sometimes you meet people that you are like, initially I wasn't attracted to them, or initially there was something about them that I didn't like, or when I met them the situation was very awkward, and actually like they weren't my type. Like there was something very off about them. But there's something about her just giving it time and space, and maybe being like, maybe in my place, I someone would be like, you should have rejected that person, but for me, I see the potential in them. So maybe she likes unusual people, or she's interested in the, I don't know, the people that are like underdogs, or the people that can be even difficult or um conflictive, and she's like, oh, there's a treasure. I like it. I like it. I think that if I put time and effort, I can make them shine. I can like polish them. They are not that decent for now, but I can make them better. you know there's something like just very protective, also very like, I have faith in you. I can make you better. You are like a raw diamond. I can make you shine. Um, and and probably for her, it's like, I met this person in a very unusual setting, or she loves this. It's like, I saw this in them that no one saw before. So it seems like for her, when she likes someone, for her, these people are like potential projects. Like, I can make it better. I can curate this and make it better. So maybe she feels an attraction for people that are a bit broken. Could it be? Like, I don't know why I feel like she wants to, attach pieces together and be like, I'm going to heal you, or I'm going to make you better, and you're going to shine, because you are under my care. You're under my care, and I see potential in this. It feels very like a lot of effort in here. It feels like, why do I feel like this is a nurse person? This is a nurse sign, because all this amount of work that she's doing here, the details, taking care of the person, and it's like, yeah, but this is my project. I feel proud because no one was investing in this until I saw this treasure, and I took care of this. So yeah. And we have full intimacy. So for her, I think that she's like, I feel so close to the person, and I also feel like attracted, more like maybe physically attracted, when I think that I can heal them, or I can, like, heal their broken hearts, or if they're going through some rough time, I'm going to be there with them, and I'm going to take care of them, and I'm going to be there for them and assist them, like a sort of nurse, like spiritual and emotionally, and that makes her feel, valuable, like I'm really good at this. And also it's like, I can see through you because I saw you in your darkest moments. So, now that you're doing better, I feel like I only me, I have the pleasure to see who you really are. And this is so exciting, or this is so attractive for me, to feel like, the way I connect with you, no one connects with you like this, only me. So it feels very intense. She's very, I don't know why I think that when she likes someone, she's very invested. She invests. I wonder if she invests money, but definitely there's a lot of time and effort in here. Like, this is why I'm like, the people that she likes is like the kind of project for her. So does she do some kind of makeover project in these people? Like, why? What is she doing? And it's all very like, yeah, we don't. It's very intimate. It's like, yeah, what me and this person do is our activity. We don't share it with others. We don't share our secrets with others. We do it, ourselves. And then we come back, and we both shine. But she loves a good challenge. I think that she's like, I can turn a good partner out of this. But then we have the hermit. Then we have the hermit card. So I wonder if, after all this that she puts, this intimacy, because it feels very, very like she's really, like she's really immersed in this person's life, and maybe she does a lot for this person. But why the hermit? Is she single at the moment? Is she single? Like, there's something about her, even though she does all of this for the people that she loves, or maybe um her loved ones or her lovers. There's something that she's like the hermit. There's a part of her that she doesn't share with others. And it's very interesting because I think that intimacy there is. I mean, like sexual desires there is. In investment, emotionally investment there is. She really cares. She's really involved initially, it seems. But then we have the hermit. So I wonder if there's a point where she sort of moves away from these partners and she detaches from them, or she's like, I need a break. Let's break up. I'm going somewhere, and she goes back into her personal cave and doesn't leave for months, a year. So I wonder if maybe she has partners. Like, intimacy she does have, I see it. She has experience in this, but the hermit is like, at the end she's going to end up alone, and she doesn't mind. She doesn't mind to be alone. It's just that, for someone that is so invested in her partners, I'm like, at the end, maybe she's a loner. There's a part of her that maybe her lovers cannot reach. There's a part of her that she keeps to herself. And maybe the more time she spends on her own, the more she's going to feel comfortable of being on her own. And it's like, at the end, being on my own is like the best decision. I feel so good. So yeah, maybe her perception of what her love language is changing or is shifting. Maybe in the past she was so invested in her lover's life, and now she's like, no, now we live in separate houses, or we see each other, but yeah, we are not together all the time. She's valuing her alone time. Yes, it's my first time reading for her, I believe. Yeah, I never read for her, I think. Oh, she disappeared at some point. I think that she could be someone that we can see disappear from time to time from the spotlight. But I love that part of, like, I'm curious about who was she dating? Was she dating someone famous? Was she dating someone ugly? Because I'm like, who is this treasure that you were working so hard in? I'm going to continue with Manon of Cat's Eye. Let's see her love language. Also for Manon, I believe it's the first time that I'm reading for a Cat's Eye member. Mm. Mm. Is she an earth sign? Because starting from the earth wisdom, we have the card of freedom. So why does he give me air sign? Freedom, the first card. Then we have the card of the sweetest taboo, the sweetest taboo. And then Eight of Pentacles for Manon. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that for her, her love language is giving you space. definitely. I don't know why I feel like she could be connected to Woozi somehow, because she also, if you notice, she also has in the middle, she has this very strong stone in the middle with the symbol. So there's something about her just standing very strong in her values. And she is not freedom for the person, like, you go and do your life, do what you have to do, like, don't depend on me, because I also need my freedom. She's a very free, at least for the moment. Her love language is like giving you space. She's not that romantic, I would say. She's more practical. And there's something about her, just being playful with the people that she likes, because there's something with the sweetest taboo, that maybe she's sort of playing with options. She can be flirtatious, she can be seducing. The sweetest taboo is also like, could it be that she is like, her desires are like, she's expansive. It's like she's not attracted to a specific genre, gender, I mean, like, could she be bi or something like that? But I think that she's exploring options. She's like, I'm open to, to love, and not relationships, I wouldn't say, because with the kind of freedom, she's sort of cutting me at first. She's like, just like Woozie's cards, that Woozie with the card of boundary, he was like till here. And with freedom, also freedom is like her card of presentation. She's like, this is me, this is my reality, this is what I like, and I don't like people to be in my business. Like, I don't want you to depend on me, or I don't want you to be, waiting for me to call you, or waiting for me to do things for you, or to show you things, because I'm actually a free spirit, or, I value my freedom a lot. And if you love me, or if you appreciate me, you have to give me space and time. The sweetest taboo is that she can be, into, her, what she likes or who she finds attractive can change. And she probably loves, or she's attracted to people that are different, or people that also, you're like, oh, you really, you like this person, but this person is like so different from you, someone like you should go for this kind of people. And she's like, no, I don't have a type. Actually, you could be surprised, by my taste. Like, actually, I like people, I don't know. Her mindset is very different. So there's something about her maybe being like, I'm attracted to energies or personalities instead of, like physical traits or something like this. She's also very straightforward about this. It's like, I don't fit into these standards of like what is attractive and what is not. So yeah, don't put a label on me, because I don't like it. I don't like it. The Age of Pentacles is also that at the end, this is a girl that she's also working on herself. She's getting to know herself. She's probably also working on being better and being much more stable in connections. She probably knows that she has to be, probably her love language has to be much more consistent, or has to be a bit much more clear, and not giving, because maybe, with all this freedom and these taboos and everything, maybe she's confusing to some, and it ends ugly, or it doesn't end well. But maybe she's this because she's very young, probably, so she's like, experiencing connections, and also, going through relationships and learning through other people's reactions to her, and be like, oh, this makes you happy, or this makes me happy. She's learning as she goes. This is why we have the Age of Pentacles, that is a card that talks about improvement. And I think that she's learning in her connection with others, with that when you are with the otherness, you you also have to work on yourself, and be better. So there's something about her being like, I know my energy can seem like a bit, elusive, and that, she probably doesn't want people to define her or to put a label on her. She doesn't like this at all. But at the same time, she's like, I understand that I have to change, or um, she's I think that she's probably waiting for someone. She's probably waiting for an special someone to make her feel more excited about relationships. For now, she's like valuing her space. Also, the Age of Pentecost is about work, literally. So maybe, this has to do with her career. She's focused so much on, practicing and, acquiring new skills. So definitely there's this, like, yeah, my love language doesn't seem like love language. It seems like it's not even friendship. It's like, oh, we're cool with each other. I kind of appreciate you, but don't interrupt the flow of my freedom, because this is where I am at the moment. This can change at any minute. But probably she's like, I understand I have some defects that I have to work on myself. But probably at the moment she's so focused on work that she's like, if I like someone, I also would prefer for the other person to be busy as well, because there's something about her, like, I don't want to have to explain why I cannot hang out, or why I cannot see you, or why I have my mind elsewhere, because I cannot be focused on someone. I cannot put my energy fixated on someone because I'm busy and I'm learning and I'm adapting and I'm so busy. So, she probably is like, I don't want like a proper relationship, um, because she's like, I don't have the time. And also, there's something about her being like, I don't want to be associated with lazy people or people that have nothing to do all day. She's like, go get a job, go get a hobby or something, but don't be texting me all day. Again, this my my chat is frozen. I want to see if I can, because I don't know how we are about to reach the 2 hours, so I don't know if this is going to, but this one, I don't know if it's charged. Well, let's see. Just in case I run out of battery, guys, please show me the red flags if you can, so I can look at it, because I don't know if this is fully charged. I mean, I can change it now just to see. I think that is working. Because I don't want to be interrupted. Can you hear me well, guys? With this one? Okay, thank you. Okay. I'm going to continue with the actor Lee Ji-kung. I believe this is the actor of Wenjana, the, the actor of Wenjana. Okay, let's see his love language. Mm. Mm. He's a complex man. Lee Ji-kung. We start with the card of self-acceptance. Doubt and indecision. Doubt and indecision. And Ten of Cups. So he wants a family. I don't know how old he is, but he wants a family. But I think that I mean, the good thing is that he's working on himself. There's something that I don't know if maybe because with the kind of self-acceptance, I think that um, there's something about him. I don't know if he has like a standard, or maybe there's something that maybe he's like focused more on the material gain. And he's like, okay, once I'm famous, or once I achieve this level of fame, or this level of, and I earn this amount of money, and I have this stability. Once I'm there, or I'm recognized by my peers, and I land this amazing role, and I win awards. There's something about him that he's like looking for an improvement in his life, and there's something about him that being like, if I don't have that, I don't think that I can be a suitable partner for anyone. And this is not about him, not having lovers, or not having a partner. It's just that he's very worried about his finances, or maybe he's very worried about his stability, and with self-acceptance, it seems like, his whole libido, or his whole um, ability to show excitement and passion for something is focused mostly on career. I think that in career, that's where he really like shows or pours all his excitement, all his passion, all his lust is in there, is in climbing the ladder. This is why literally you have this man, trying to climb, to get to the top, to get to the tree. This is the card that I believe I said, guys, that it had citrine in it, and I think that there's something also about him, recognizing that maybe if he had been in relationships in the past, maybe he wasn't a good boyfriend or a good partner, and he attributed this to his very unstable economy, or his lifestyle was very like shaky. So maybe he would get moody, or he would get there's something about him not having enough, maybe to support himself, or to support his lover. Maybe he wants, maybe his idea of you know being there, and being a good boyfriend or partner, is to buy things, or to give economical security, um, to um, to an special someone, and he's so focused on climbing the ladder, and he wants to get there. He wants to get to the top. And I think that until he doesn't reach that level, he's not going to be, he's not going to have much to show to a partner. He's focusing more on building himself, or building his stability. He's focused on his goals, probably. With the kind of self-acceptance, also, this is a journey about, self-image, about um, also his self-esteem. Maybe he has to learn to accept himself. Maybe he doesn't he doesn't see himself as not only as a good a successful boyfriend or partner. He also, maybe he looks at himself and he's like, I'm not that attractive like the other guys. The other guys are so much attractive, and I'm not. And I guess I should change this, and I should work more on this, because they got this and I don't have it yet, but I can achieve this if I work harder. He's so fixated on getting there, that maybe, when it comes to what he has available or how he shows love, is more that he brings doubts and indecisions to the other person, because this is the card that we have: doubt and indecision. So probably, when he likes someone, he is a very indecisive and doubtful person. Maybe initially he's like, okay, I'm going to ask this person out, because I really like them, and I think that we could be a cute couple, and she gets me, I get her, and we are cute together, so yeah, like, I think that we could make it work. But then, because he feels insecure, or he doesn't accept himself, or he thinks that he should have more value, more of something, and he doesn't have enough, we have this doubt and indecision. So maybe he can get jealous, maybe he can get paranoid, maybe he can get moody. So I think that he is really hard to be next to someone like this, because he does a lot of damage. He sabotages the connection a lot, even if the other part is like willing to work with him, and they reassure him, and they're like, no, but I love you, and you're going to do better next time, or you're going to have to. He has such a rigid standard of what he wants to achieve, that he's like, no, 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 I have to be that. If I cannot be that, I cannot give you anything good. So part of him giving these doubts and this indecision is because he he has this image of what he should be doing, or how much he should be earning, or how successful he should be. Um, that that maybe this also puts him in this very vulnerable place, and unstable, mentally and emotionally, just like you are no fun, because you are always talking about work, or you are always talking about the things that you haven't achieved. And maybe he's also very, negative. Maybe he has like a partner that is like, you know um um actually, like, I think that you're doing great, that you are actually very well, like, look how much you had grown, and how much you had, you know climbed. I don't know how much you had earned in the past years. And he's like, no, but that's not good enough. I have to do better. And also doubt in indecision, because if you see in here, in doubt in indecision, we have the couple that they are holding hands, but then if we see this other side, there's like a tiny hand, like a third party, grabbing this person's hand also. So there's like, in this doubt and indecision times, there could be someone, a temptation, or a third party situation, someone that interferes in the connection, that also shows up to add more doubts and more indecision, because the people that are in the connection, they don't believe in themselves. So if you think that you are a failure, and if you're judging yourself so harshly, obviously, it's not the best, like, you are not having the best time. And also, probably, if someone cheats, or if someone chooses to spend time with others, the other part is going to feel offended, and they are going to be like, see, I told you so. I told you so. I distrusted you from the beginning. I was suspicious of you from the beginning. I had doubts about you from the beginning. I knew you were going to cheat on me, or I knew you were going to hurt me. But it's more like them digging their own grave. It's more like this prophecy that is like self-made, like you actually made it come true, because you push so much, so much negativity, or so much, like, like so not negativity, but it feels like you're so pessimist, like you're like, oh, I know you're going to, you're going to hurt me, and I know, and I know that this is going to end bad because I know it. And it's like, it doesn't matter how much the other part wants to make you believe otherwise. And probably there's something about them feeling like, oh, there's a third party, or you are cheating on me with someone, and maybe that person doesn't exist. This third party situation, the third person is actually not a person, is the issue themselves, is the issue in the middle of the connection. In this case, can be financial, it could be professional, but also I think that probably, with the kind of self-acceptance, he definitely has a lot of, I don't know if I read for this actor before. But with the kind of self-acceptance, the cards are like, it's not about the future projects that he can have. It's more that he has to accept who he is and how he is, and how his success is going to look like, and not compare himself to others. Because maybe his way of success is not going to look like the other ones. It's going to be different. But that doesn't make it less successful. He's going to be successful, it's just that not in the road of others or in the style of others. He's not going to be able to emulate what the others had created. He has to accept that he has his own style, that he's famous for being this kind of character or being this kind of actor. So follow that formula. Be yourself, like accept what kind of artist you are and become successful from there, but not trying to emulate or duplicate what the others are doing, because what the others are doing is working for them. You are not them. So it's all about him accepting his own uniqueness and what he has to give to the world when it comes to creation. And we have the Ten of Cups. So he definitely wants a family. He probably feels very lonely, and he wishes, like, I think that he wants a commitment, he wants a partner, he wants a happy ever after, he wants to be a father one day. He has these dreams, he's very emotional, he doesn't want to be, successful and alone or forever bachelor. No, he actually dreams of having a family or having, a home, a happy home to go back to. It's just that he has to work on his self-acceptance, because otherwise he's going to always bring doubt and indecision. And probably this is, his doubts and indecisions is the way he shows love, by being so doubtful. But that's so not positive, and that's not a good love language. It's like, no. He's a cup, sun and moon. Oh, wow. Yeah, I felt it very heavy. Yes, I feel it very. He's a very good. He's a very sweet guy. He's so sweet. It's just that he's like so focused, so fixated on success, and maybe his vision of that success is, to emulate what the others are doing, and he doesn't realize that actually his potential is to do something that no one else has done. And he's making the error, he's making the mistake of trying to emulate what others have done, when actually he has the possibility to create something from scratch and something brand new. So he's missing opportunities because he's not seeing his potential. Okay. For the actor Taegu, his love language. Taegu. Hmm. 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 Okay. For him, we have the card of divine protection. It feels very magical already. Divine protection for him. We have the card of Eros and Thanatos. Eros and Thanatos. And we have the King of Pentacles. So I wonder if this man also has like earth placements. You see, there's a bull in here with the King of Pentacles. But he has magic. He has magic. I wonder if he has magic literally, like there's some protection work done on him. But he does have like whatever he does have a divine protection. He has a divine protection, and probably when he enters someone's life, he also becomes this divine protection for that person as well. I wonder if he's a spiritual person, because if he's not a spiritual, his family is. I wonder if there's something of shamanism in here, if there's a bit of shamanism in the middle, because with this, I don't mean it like, oh, there must be magic for him to, I don't know, be successful and attractive. No, no, it's not that there's work done in here. It's more that he comes from a lineage of very special people. He probably is very intuitive, and he receives signs. So when he's like this lucky charm, when he's in your life, somehow things get better. Or when you are with him, you get good news. Or he protects you from evil eye, or he protects you from very uncomfortable situations. So ah mm, yeah, I felt it. I felt it with the King of Pentacles. I felt it with the King of Pentacles. It felt very earthy. It felt very earthy. Feel very earthy. Nevertheless, he is a Scorpio, because it seems like, very like he's a very sensitive person, like he has this sensitivity, and also he's very close to the energy of life, death, and rebirth. He's like in the middle. He's like in the middle. So I wonder if when he was born, he had an accident, or there was someone passed away, or something happened, but he's very close to the death and rebirth. And also with Eros and Thanatos, I think that he as a lover, he's a very strong presence. He is a very silent lover. Um, and also, there's something about him just, having this strong chemistry with the people that he likes, or the person that he's with. They have great chemistry. He's a very sensual person as well. But at the same time, with Eros and Thanatos, I think that the connection can go through moments of, breakups. I wouldn't say like arguments, because I don't see him. I think that he prefers peace. Honestly, I think that also he runs away from strong emotions. He's not that chaotic. It's just that, maybe from the outside, he does attract people that are very melodramatic, or people that just want his attention because he's so chilled, and he's so stable, that maybe, he attracts partners that are the opposite, and they sort of show, or they bring this shadow into the relationship, that it has to do with, if you don't do what I want to, I'm going to break up with you. and I broke up with you, but then I realized I missed you, so I'm back in your life, just like this. I appeared and then I disappeared, and I see him just, his energy is very stable. He doesn't change that much. This is why I was like, you know I was like, this man, it smells like earth element, because that nobody moves him actually. Like, and he has. I wonder if he's a husband already. He has the perfect husband material. He has the perfect husband material. He's a provider, definitely. He's a provider. He has a good vibe. It's just that he takes life slow. He takes life slow. He's just very calm. He's very calm. He's very like it's like he prefers maybe routine. He's not going to go and cheat on you. No, he's just chill. He's very practical. When he has to work, he works. He's very practical. He's very serious like this. He, of course, understands, the value of, being successful and making money. Of course, this is why. But for him, it's all coming from a place of responsibility, not from a place of like, oh, I'm having fun. And because, I'm an actor, I'm going to go crazy and I'm so, wild. And I have these, this weird taste, this weird taste in connections or partners. He's like, no, I'm actually, he could be a loner even. Like, I'm like, he could be husband material, but actually, he could also be a loner. He could also be a bachelor for a very long time. Because I think that there's a lot of death and rebirth in his connections, even though probably when he's transiting these connections, it feels very intense and it feels like maybe this is the person for him, or maybe that this is important. But then something happens that the connection breaks, like, oh, it was so transformative or it was so intense, but then something happened and we just went separate ways, and that's it. And I never talk about you before. It's like you died because I don't mention you, or I, even if I want to think about you, I don't remember us. It feels like this, like very, very strong. But he's with divine protection is so sweet, because I think that he's like a guardian for the people that he loves. He's this very silent guardian, and probably he does have a lot of paranormal situations, or maybe he has this sensitivity where he can sense energy in a room, but I think that he's very afraid of it. He's like, I don't like it when these things happen to me, or when, I don't know, I tell you like, take care because tomorrow this could happen, and he probably says it and then it comes true. The next day it happens with the details that he told you. So it can be a bit a bit creepy, and he even been scared of himself. He be like, oh, but I think that he has he's very protective of the people that, I don't know why, I feel like when he loves you, when he cares about you, he says a prayer. He prays for a person. He's like, oh, I hope that you have a good day tomorrow, and I hope that everything goes well. And every time he prays, or every time he wishes on something, it comes true, because he's so innocent like that. He has such a pure heart that, and he never asks something for himself. He's always asking for others. He's asking like, oh, I hope that you have a lovely day tomorrow, or I hope that you get this that you're wanting, or I hope that you are protected in your journey. So he's like, wow, he has the potential of being a priest. Why? But yeah, the King of Pentacles is like, he can be an amazing partner, actually. A very good partner. A good partner. But he's simple. He's for the simple life. So in his connections, sort of, probably his past relationships or the relationships that he has, he's a bit traumatized by his past partners, his exes. He's a bit traumatized by them because everyone brings this heavy, volatile energy of like, oh, I want you to take me here and do this for me and this and then, oh, I love you so much, and then everything is over and everything is fatal and I'm unhappy and you don't make me happy, and a lot of complaining, and he's just a chill guy. He's silent, and he's also very, that maybe this is not for everyone, because he's a very accepting person. He's a man of actions, so, or reality, I would say. He's like, okay, if I cannot see it in the real world, it doesn't exist. So he's like, well, if you feel like the situation is like this, maybe it's true. So he doesn't fight back. So there's something about him being like, okay, if you want to break up, okay, I accept your wishes. So it's not for everyone. Is not for everyone. He's a very, he's like, he's not going to fight you back. You want to believe this, believe it. Yeah, I remember him in Light Shop. I did like him in Light Shop. That he didn't talk that much actually in Light Shop, but it was really good. I love that show. I have to look also for more. If you know movies that where he has been in, and or if you watch something, let me know, Fluffy. I want to watch also. But I love it because he's so like, he's special, but he doesn't force things. He's like, okay, whatever. If reality is like this, it is like this. So maybe this can, push people to the edges. That he's so chill. Yeah, he's so chill that people are so angry. I know I would be angry at him being so chill. Okay, the last one is Mamamoo Wayne. Wayne of Mamamoo. Let's see. Let's see. Her love language. Another one that got the Queen of Pentacles. Very, very loyal girl. Very loyal girl. Well, she got the card of awareness. Awareness. We have the card of uninhibited and release. Uninhibited and release. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles for Wayne. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that also Wayne is very special. Is a very special person. Because she's also very deep. She helps people realize things. It sort of reminds me of, when I read for TXT Taehyun, that he got the kind of understanding, and she with awareness. She's also a very, she's like a soul partner. When she's in your life, it seems like the two of you have like this very special soul pact or soul, like a soul journey together, and she accompanies you to achieve a level of awareness about whatever is going on. And probably, when you are in a relationship, or if you are in a relationship with her, or if you are in a connection with her, if the connection ends, you leave that connection, but you become aware of something. It's like you don't leave that connection just like that, just like as if nothing happened. You leave the connection changed, transformed. There's something about you not being the same person. You achieved something with her or while being with her. And I think that she knows this. She knows this. It could be that she's also, you know, it could be that also she is spiritual. There's something about her being very spiritual. And maybe it's because her, in connection, she doesn't measure the level of interest and energy that she puts in, when she is in a connection with someone. It seems very intimate. It seems like she knows you, like she is inside your soul, your heart, that she really sees you for who you really are, and she accepts you like this. She's very spiritual like this. I wonder, I don't know much about Wayne, but it seems like she carries this very old soul that, she's very transformative for the people that she loves. And maybe, she's not for everyone. There's something about her energy that she's not compatible with everyone. If you want like a very casual connection, or just having a small talk with her, she's not the person for you. She's very deep, she's very intense. She's also very honest. So if when she looks at you, she really can tell, like, okay, like who you are, where you come from, and what your intentions are. So there's something about her. If she has to call some people out, she's going to do it. She doesn't care if you're beautiful, if you are perfect. She's like, no, I'm here to bring awareness. So even if you have like a discussion with her, or if you don't like her, there's something about her presence having this very strong, responsible energy. She feels responsible to transform the people that she has next to her. It's like this very um, spiritual teaching that she has. I think that most of the time she feels like she is other people's teacher. Even though she can be younger than the rest, she's like, I feel like, they are my pupils, like they are my students. I think that I know them, like they are my children, and I'm supposed to give them a lesson about uh, humility, like being humble, being grateful, being honest, being true. um, and she just feels um, very special like this. She feels like, like to be associated with her is not easy, because probably she gives you like like an insight, or maybe she sort of unblocks something in you just by talking to you. She unblocks a level of awareness in you that you were not ready to receive. And you were like, how did you know that about me? Like, how, like, are you a kind of psychic or something like this? No, it's just that because of the level of proximity that she has with people, she's able to sort of observe whatever is in you, and she lets you know. She tells you, like, yeah, I see this in you. Maybe you should change this. Maybe you should be better at this. I don't see her giving advices, but I think that she's not, you cannot have a casual conversation with her because everything goes deep very fast. So she's very um she's special like this. Very she changes you. But yeah, with the card of uninhibited and release, um I think that also she's very she also has these strong attachments to relationships and people, that then, when she knows she has to leave, or they have to leave her, and then she becomes, empty again. There's this feeling of like, this ended. I knew it was supposed to end, but while it lasted, it felt like we were soulmates. It felt like this was meant to be forever. um and I think that she's also maturing, because we have the Queen of Pentacles. So there's something about her learning to moderate this need to, you know, um, control. I think that there's something about her being like, I don't like goodbyes, or I don't like that feeling of when I feel like I'm so close to someone, or like we are, soulmates, or we are so attached and so attracted to each other, or maybe there's like this sexual energy, because the card of uninhibited and release, it is about, the sexual act as well. So maybe there's this very strong attraction, and there's a lot of sex, or there's a lot of change, there's a lot of passion involvement, but then, she enjoys it so much, but then she feels the void afterwards. She feels like after that energetic exchange, she feels empty then. She's like, oh wow, this felt so amazing, but at the same time, either we broke up, or we go separate ways, or we decided that, that you cannot sustain just relationships with great chemistry or sex, that even though it feels very intimate and it feels very intense, and she loves to feel intensity, she's a very passionate woman. With the Queen of Pentacles, there's something about maturity, so probably she's like, maturing in this sense, like, the connections, you don't have to stand in people's energies to become close to them. That it's not necessary to go that far, or it's not necessary to get that deep with that. The awareness, yeah, you can facilitate this for others, but sometimes there's people that are not ready to be aware of things. So maybe in a sense, she has to learn to regulate this need of having this energy, that it feels like, here I come with my awareness, I'm going to help you see this, and sometimes people are not ready for that level of closeness, for you to look into my soul like that. And also it must be draining for someone like her. Maybe also she probably is very young, or when she started to do this, to get this, so close to people, or to people's energies like this. um it could have created also some issues for her, because it can be draining to be this absorbed in other people's energies in lives. So I think that with the Queen of Pentacles, there's something about her maybe being more grounded, not so much fixated on this strong exchange of emotions and energy, that it doesn't have to be that strong an energy, because these emotions and these exchanges, and maybe this passion, and also having this a strong attachment to people, or feeling like she is the one that attracts partners that get obsessed with her, that they don't want to leave her, but then she knows she has to break up with them, and she feels guilty. So the Queen of Pentacles is like, it's time to mature. She is maturing. The Queen of Pentacles is like, let's focus on work, or let's focus more on the tangible things, let's focus more on reality, on building things instead of, breaking them, or instead of destroying or breaking walls, or, you know, um, you know, um, being this very passionate, strong energy of transformation. It's like, instead of transforming all the time, let's start building. Let's start building connections where you feel safe, where you feel secure, where you feel supported, and where you just have to be in there, and where you can see things in reality, and not so much trying to guess what is going on in other people's minds, or how they're feeling, and oh, okay, like, what is going on here energetically. Let's go back to the Queen of Pentacles. That is more about what I can see, the reality, what the others can give me, and what I can give to them, and be more present for the people that are present for me as well. A true Aries, Scorpio, and Pisces mix. Yeah, it feels like this. It feels like this. It feels like I time traveled when I was describing her energy. Oh, okay, guys. I love it because Nui always cancels. I always hurry when I have to read their messages because they always eliminate it. And I'm like, I didn't see it. So mysterious. I think that it may be automatic. Yeah. Oh, but I don't delete the messages myself, but uh, okay, guys, this was great today. Thank you so much. I need a break because some of these people have this very, condensed energy that, is a bit draining, but it was so fun. Thank you so much. And yeah, I think that for the Taurus readings, I believe I'm going to do the live stream on Sunday morning, like I'm doing lately, because maybe on Saturday they are going to be working here, so it's going to be loud, and probably they're going to be all day if it doesn't rain. Um, but yeah. Um, so yeah, I will probably record. I will be doing the live stream on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Argentinian time. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you on Sunday. Okay. Bye.